as all of us, we're souls having a human experience, okay? When I die, I'm not Sarah, you're not Simia, you're not the photographer. We're just energies trying different roles. The problem is, when we get in the role, we live it so much, we get attached to it so much as if it's everything we have, but it's not everything we have. Not everything in life is meant to be serious. We get attached so much to this identity. I am Sarah, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm this, I'm this. We get so attached that sometimes it harms us to do things, but we do it to keep the identity going. It doesn't work. We're all playing a role right now. None of you is who you are. When we die, we all leave, we're all energies. So don't take everything so seriously. And this mentality helped me a lot to take risks. Because I know I'm not this body, I'm not this suit, this is my car. I'm a soul inside of this. So I'm not so attached to this, okay? Another thing that's important. A lot of people come to me and tell me, okay, so now you're a public speaker, you're an author, you wrote a book, and then you have companies, you do finance, you do social media, you do reality TV. Who are you? I am here to experience. I am here to enjoy. I'm here to have fun. I am a soul that if I did not have a body, I cannot smell, I cannot taste, I cannot hug, I cannot kiss, I cannot eat. So this body has been given to me with all my senses so I can enjoy and experience. And when you believe in this and you believe completely in this, you start taking more risks because it's not that serious. Life is not that serious, not that strict. The rules of the game are fun. So play it right. You're here to win. You're here to be somebody. You're here to explore. You're here to take risks. You're not here to be one thing. I am as I found myself when I hit rock bottom, because pain is a beautiful teacher. So if I tell you right now, if you went through something hard and I tell you, you have two choices. Choice A is to feel down for a bit, but then to bounce back and to move on and to be stronger and wiser and to learn. Or you have choice B, which is to dwell and get upset and depressed. Which one would you choose? A. Why is there even a choice? Why do some people take B? Why are so many people dwelling and depressed? So pain is a beautiful teacher. Pain and doing mistakes that cause pain are a beautiful feedback we get from our own behavior, and I feel like when I hit rock bottom and I stopped playing the victim and the blame game, this is where my awakening happened. This is where I started learning, because if I keep pointing fingers at others, I'm not going to learn, but if I point that finger at myself and I say, okay, where did I go wrong? I must have done something to co-create the situation, So yeah, I feel like, rock bottom is not the end, it's the beginning, and it's where God's waiting for you, basically. And that's where I found God. And, they say your broken pieces are where the light goes through. And, I used to think it was it was a cute quote when I was younger, but now I know what it exactly means, because the light does come through. I found myself when I hit It's not a red flag when a person is bad because they show you they're bad. It's a red flag when you stay and you settle for something like that. Instead of me dwelling in sadness and saying, oh, they're bad, they did it, I couldn't change, I couldn't do that, I couldn't change them, I couldn't help them. I don't go that route. From now on, I self-reflect. I go okay, they're bad, fine, but where did I go wrong? What did I do? Why am I settling? Why am I accepting? What am I doing? Why am I choosing same kind of people? Why do I have a pattern? Focus on yourself and self-growth happens when you give the space for yourself to self-reflect more than to blame all the time. So it was my fault, and I had to go through a lot of healing because I choose the wrong partners. You need to focus on the patterns. Why is every guy I'm in a relationship with exactly the same? The way they treat me, the way they cheat, the way they lie, the way they manipulate, the way they gaslight. And then I realized that I'm attracting men with the same pattern. And then I wanted to go deeper in that, and I wanted to understand why. I know I deserve more. Why do I settle? You don't value yourself. You have no self-worth, and that's why you settle for anything. It's not a red flag. Sleeping around with people is like you plugging your phone to different laptops and picking up all their corrupted files and all their viruses. When you let your body be exploited by so many people. You are downloading from these people and picking up all their energies, their traumas, their past experiences. Why? Why would I do that to myself? And that's why they say in spirituality, your body is your temple. You know, you have to protect it, you have to preserve it until you give it to the right person that deserves it. And then that divine energy between two people is just takes you to the next level. Spirituality is about monogamy. It's about finding one person, sharing your life. It's about morals, it's about ethics. If spirituality is about sleeping around with multiple people at the same time and being a free spirit, which is completely not what spirituality is about, and it's wrong. So please, if anybody listening to this, if you think this is what spirituality is about, erase, delete, and download the real information. Sleeping around. Sapiosexual, it's a person who is turned on by someone's mindset, not physical appearance. It's very superficial now because people go for looks. Looks fade, and trust me, Instagram is filled with beautiful people. The looks is not important. It's basically what's inside the person. It's the personality, it's the mentality. So for me, I'm a sapiosexual. Like for me, when somebody has a great mindset, I feel like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. I don't care about the exterior of what you have, because a lot of people can pay and become even better than what you have. Like nowadays, you can pay for a good body. You know, nothing is good, nothing is real. And in the end, with time, your body and your looks will fade. I'll end up with you and your spirit and your aura and your soul. So what am I connecting myself to? What am I getting myself into, and with who is important? Sapiosexual? The most craziest thing about narcissists, because I've done a full-on course about narcissism with like the best coach in the world. They know exactly what they're doing to you. So when they love bomb you, they know that they're conditioning your body to release endorphins, dopamine, and they take you on a high. And then the love bombing phase stops, and then they start manipulating you, which causes you to release cortisol. So what happens to your body is that you go through high, and then you drop low. And then they love bomb you again to go high, and then they drop you low. And then your body starts being dependent on the high they give you, because nobody else can give you the high but them, because they've studied you, they've learned you, they know exactly what you need and what you want. So then you feel like, oh my God, I'm addicted to that person and I don't know why. No, you're not addicted. You're chemically imbalanced. It's a science. And when your body has that hormone imbalance, your body thinks that you are addicted to a person, that you need that person to survive, that you want that person, and you cannot go up to that level of happiness again without them. No one else can give it to you but them. And they know they're doing that to you. They do it deliberately, and they prep you for it because they are trying, I'd say, break you from inside out. The most craziest thing about narcissists, because I've done, you know, a lot of women think just because I take care of the family and I give birth to the children, then I'm providing so much to the table. No, he can do it with any woman. What's the value you're bringing to this man's table other than you giving birth and you handling the household? You have to have certain characteristics of value. You can't just be eating off a table full of food. You gotta add to the table. Do you bring him spiritual awakening? Do you bring him peace? Do you bring him love? Do you bring him nurturing? Do you calm him? So there's a lot of characteristics that a woman should have in order for her to obtain an alpha male. It's a two-sided road, right? You cannot expect it from a man, and then you're like a complete, like, dismissive woman who doesn't care, doesn't add anything to the table, because it's not just a one-way thing where a man has to be alpha and she's on the loose. You know, a lot of surrender is a big part of healing, and what the when somebody says I'm depending, I love them, I cannot live without them.
Yeah.
Bullshit. You cannot live without water, you cannot live without oxygen, not without a man or a woman. Because you are hormonally imbalanced.
When you are with someone that takes you up and you feel, oh my god, it's perfect, and they drop you down, they treat you like shit because they're toxic, and then sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're, what happens is your body releases endorphins, all these beautiful hormones, and then cortisol and adrenaline and all these things when you're down. That's what drugs do to you. So when someone tells me I cannot live without him, I know he's bad, but I feel like I'm addicted to him, I go like, babe, go fix your hormones. They're like, what? You're hormonally imbalanced. You sound like a drug addict right now. You're just addicted to a man or a woman. So when you fix your hormones, you balance them, you feel like, what the hell was I even thinking of that? So I have a trauma, you have a trauma, you're toxic, I'm also toxic, not to you, but maybe to myself. So the biggest thing, the biggest threat to a good person who wants to help everybody is that they're the enemy of no one, but they're the enemy of themselves. I hurted nobody. I was so nice and kind to everybody and sweet and all that, no boundaries and everything. But I never did anything for me at all, zero. So I was a hypocrite as well. I was a toxic empath. I was not an empath. When somebody says I'm depending, I love them, I cannot live without them, bullshit. I have trauma, but I don't mind dating. Let's date, okay? Let's go out. But I know I'm gonna hurt you in the process. It's not fair. How do I care about you if I'm bringing this to you? So no, that's why I'm saying, when you know you have a problem, take a break from dating. Like you take a break from the gym, like you take a vacation from work. Take a break from dating. You're not gonna die. It's so beautiful to be on your own. And when you heal, you will learn that solitude is so beautiful, and you only heal when you are in solitude alone.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
It's like don't date just to heal yourself, to come back better.
Yeah, because I'm using you. Because I'm using you. Because once I know I have a problem and I'm still dating, I'm using people to better myself. Not a good thing to do. They're not opportunities or objects, you know? When we meet people, they become our mirrors, I told you, in relationships, right? But if I did not know I had problems and I kept on dating or getting married or whatever, and they were always my mirror showing me, it's okay. But when I start knowing, when the unconscious become conscious, and I know I have a problem now, I should stop dating. I should not hurt anybody in the process of growth. I have trauma, but I don't mind dating. And I've heard that from